Today it's back to basics with the humble flam. Let's look at the movement and what's happening with it and then expand on that a little. Okay, in its simplest form, a flam is a grace note or an ornament that's added to the main beat. In other words, here's our main beat and the left hand hits just before it hits the drum. It has no rhythmic value in itself. It thickens the sound. And we need to be able to do it both sides. Right hand, left hand plays the grace note. Left hand, right hand plays the grace note. Now, one of the theories of flams is you should be able to add a flam to any beat without changing the original sticking pattern. So if you had a sticking pattern of right, left, right, left, right, you should be able to put a flam in on any of those beats, still keeping that original sticking pattern. That's the theory. The reality is often something slightly different. So let's go back again here and look at the basics of this. So in this traditional way we play a flam, we start with our right hand up, our left hand down, we play our flam, and we're in the opposite position. Now we're ready to go with the left hand playing the main beat, and we come back to our original position. Just look at that. And then, so what's actually happening is the right hand is playing a downstroke, and the left hand is pulling up or playing an upstroke. And the same in the opposite way. So there's our flams. Now you've got to stay very relaxed, and when you're playing these flams, try and make sure the sound is the same on each side. See how comfortable you are. Usually people have a weaker side, they prefer to flam on one side or the other. I haven't found any real rule to that. In other words, right-handed people like to play one way or left-handed. It doesn't seem to make sense. Changes from student to student or person to person. So find out which way is your weaker side. I can tell you right now, originally I preferred to play flams this way, and I had to work to clean this one up. But now it feels the same for me. Anyway, as I was saying, what we have here is a downstroke followed by an upstroke. Okay? Now, you cannot always do that, simply because if you do this, you might be in the wrong position for the next stroke. So any rudiment or any sticking pattern that involves that whatever hand plays the grace note a little beat also plays the next beat, you cannot come up here because you will be in the wrong position. So for example, if I need to go flam left, flam, now where's my left? It's too high. Flam left. So what you're going to need to do is now practice it, flam, but keeping the grace note low to the drum. And the opposite way. Now you must stay very relaxed here. Very important for the relax. As soon as you tighten up, you get that. So you must stay relaxed and try and keep it as open as possible. Keep those fingers and hands loose. Okay? So you've got your two flams to practice. The first one is with the upstroke. The second one, keeping the stick low. And you'll see the logic in that now in a second. Let's look at the first extension to the flam, which is the flam tap. Now, this one is fine for the upstroke because we go flam, and this one plays the tap, so it stays down and it's ready to go. So you're playing upstroke, flam, tap. Now, if you were to increase the speed, obviously you don't want to come up so high, but this is the movement. So you practice this movement really exaggerated to really feel that you're playing accurate flams. Then, of course, you can modify it when you want to play it lower to the drum at a faster tempo. But as I say, the upstroke is fine for the flam taps because you're ready now to play the taps. Flam, tap, it's always the same position. Okay? Next extension is the flam accent, sometimes known as a flam triplet. In other words, it's like a triplet with a flam on the first beat. Alternate sticking, in other words, right, left, right, left, right, left. But we add the flam. Flam, left, right, left. Now, this one we cannot bring our hand up here because the left hand is playing the next stroke. So we must play it low. Flam, left, right, flam, right. So stay close to the drum while you're practicing the flam accent like this. Yeah? Low. Stay down. A little practice exercise to do will be to play flam taps, but this time play the tap with the grace note hand. In other words, you go flam, tap, flam, tap. Flam, so it stays low, and then the tap, flam, tap. Okay, so flam accent, flam, keeping the grace note low. Wrong sticking, thank you. Is the flam accent. And finally, we're going to look at the Flamadiddle, or Flam Paradiddle, whatever way you want to think about it. That's the same as the flam accent, in that you've got to keep the stick low to the drum because it's playing the next stroke. Flam, left, right, right, flam, right, left, left. Flam, diddle, flam, Now this is a tricky one because you got to end up playing 4 strokes with each hand as it gets into the cycle. Flam. If I do it on 2 different surfaces, you'll hear. So flam, left, right, right, flam, right, left, left. It's the one that's hard to get up to speed because of the amount of strokes involved. Now, here's a little exercise which is going to combine all those 4 flam rhythms. We're going to start with flams. We're going to go to flam taps, moving to flam accents, and then to flamadiddles. That means rhythmically we're going to go quarter notes, flams, flam taps 8 notes, flam accents as triplets, and flamadiddles as 16ths. The fastest one is going to be the flamadiddles. So the speed that you can play your flamadiddle is going to determine the speed of the exercise. The first 2, the flams and the flam taps, have the upstroke with the grace note. Flam accent and the flamadiddle, you got to keep it low to the drum. So what you do to start is to practice your flamadiddles. Let's make that our optimum speed for this exercise. So the speed of that, that's going to be our tempo. Ideally we should use a metronome. I don't have one to hand. You'll have to rely on my impeccable sense of time to do this exercise. So anyway, this is our quarter note. So there's going to be a flam in each quarter note as we play this exercise. So we start 2 bars of flams, 2 bars of flam taps, 2 bars of flam accents, 2 bars of flamadiddles. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. Flam. Flam taps in 8 notes. Same speed. Flam accents, triplets. Then flamadiddles. Back again. Flam. See the house strokes? Flam taps. Flam accents, now keep them down. Flamadiddles. Okay, so that's it. So as I was saying, back to basics. There's quite a bit of information in that, you know, as I say, flams with that grace note coming up, flams with the grace note going down. Hope that helped. I'm going to continue on with this series on the basics, and maybe the next time we look at some paradiddles. In the meantime, my website, conorguilfoyle.com, plenty more lessons there. Hope you enjoy.